Unit rates continued. I can understand rates and solve problems involving unit rates. So I want you to set up some equivalent ratios. You can use factor of change, unit rate, or cross product. So let's do the first one together, then I'm going to have you stop the video and see if you can do the other ones. The easiest way for me to see these is set them up as fractions. For every $12 for every 3 people is what I should say. And does that equal $18 for every 4 people? So a couple ways you can do this. You can divide and say, well, this would be 4, kind of finding unit rate, which would be 18 divided by 4, which gives me 4.5. So that's different. So right there we know the answer is no. Another way to do it is the factor of change. How did we go from 12 to 18? Well, you can't. So you could only simplify, but there is no factor of change unless you use a decimal point. Or the last way is you could multiply. 12 times 4 is 48, and 18 times 3 is 54. So again, the answer is no. Go ahead, stop the video and try the next two. All right, we have 9 gallons for every 5 hours. Does that equal 44 gallons for every 25 hours? I'm going to use factor of change because I can see it the quickest. That's times 5. 9 times 5 is 45, not 44, so the answer is no. In this one, we have 35 magazines for every 2 months, and here we have 70 magazines for every 4 months. If I'm going to use factor of change, it's the quickest a lot of times. If I times 2 times 2, I get, yes, it is the same. Again, if you're unsure, you can check. 35 times 4 is 140, and 7 times 2 is 140, so you know it works. All right, let's take a look at some unit rates now. Again, unit rate is one of something. So I have 775 kilometers in 31 minutes. You can set it however you want. Again, I like to see it in fractions. It just helps me see it. I want to know in 1 minute what I get. Factor of change would be divide by 31, or I can just use the division here. 775 divided by 31 would give me 25 kilometers per minute. Go ahead and try the next one. Stop the video now. All right, 440 plants in 22 rows equals basically plants per row. So I want 1 here, so divide by 22, and I get 20 plants per row. All right, we're going to a little more difficult now. You're going to use that unit rate. Juan earned a total of $42 by selling 14 cups. So there's my comparison. There's my labels. $42 to sell 14 cups. Okay? After selling a total of 32 cups of lemonade, how much money will Juan have made in all? Solve by using unit rates, which means I first want to get this down to 1 cup. So I would divide both by 14, which gives me 3. I'm spending $3 per cup. I now buy 32 cups times 3, which would give me a total of $96 I'm spending. So that's what it means by solve by unit rates. Get it to 1 first, and then you can use that money to figure it out. All right, let's look at some now with fractions. Our unit rates may have some fractional components to it. With some of the species of bamboo, you can actually see them grow. You can observe 30 centimeters growth in just a third of a day. So there's my comparison. Centimeters to day. I get 30 centimeters of growth in a third of a day. We just see this as weird, so we could write this way too. 30 centimeters divided by 1/3. Use your concept of fractions. Keep, switch, flip. So we would just multiply the tops. 30 times 3 is 90 over 1. Or what is the rate of the bamboo would grow? It would be 90 centimeters per the 1 day, because we still have those labels, per day. Let's do one more, and then I'm going to have you try some on your own. A worm wiggled forward 4/5 an inch in 3 minutes. I always start by writing it this way so I can see it. All right, we don't really like 3 fractions in a row, so 4/5 divided by 3. So 4/5 times 1/3. Remember, keep, switch, flip. I can't simplify, so I get 4 inches in 15 minutes. So, oops, but we want to get it to, at what rate would the worm go in 1 minute? I didn't read the question right. So that's what we'd get it if we just did it 4 inches every 15 minutes, but we want to get this to 1 minute. So ignore what I said, and we've got to get this to 1 minute, which means I would still divide by 3, which would end up in 4/15 of a minute, 4/15 of an inch. So even though I said it wrong and we did it, it's technically the same thing because now we just ended up with 4/15 of an inch per every 1 minute. Try these two, come back and see. Hopefully I'll explain these a little bit better. All right, let's take a look. A janitor has mopped 1/3 of the class in 5 minutes. What is his rate of mopping? So we do the exact same thing. Basically, I want to get it per minute. So my answer at the end is going to be per minute. Okay? So we have 1/3 divided by 5. So 1/3 times 1/5, because we keep, switch, flip, which would be 1/15 of a classroom per minute. Okay, this one, Maya mastered all her 12 spelling words, so 12 words in 4/5 of an hour. At the rate did she learn? So basically per hour. So in the end, we're going to be per hour. So we have 12 divided by 4/5, which would be 12 times 5/4. I'm going to simplify here, and I get 15 words per minute. Or per hour, I'm sorry. She can do 15 words per hour. I think I wrote per hour. All right, try this last one on your own and then come back when you're done. Okay, so we have $30 for every 5/6 of an hour. So 30 divided by 5/6 would be 30 times 6/5 over 1, 6. So I'd have $36 per hour. You can go ahead and get started on your assignment.